Welcome to The Fortunate Future. I'm your host, Limor Markman. What good is all the money in the world if you're too sick or not healthy enough to enjoy it? Our ambitions to achieve massive wealth should be matched by our ambition to live the highest quality of life. In fact, focusing on achieving our best health, mind, body, and soul will actually increase our chances of financial success. With me today is Sachin Patel, founder of the Living Proof Institute.
Sachin, what are some of your thoughts of what's happening in the healthcare today?
Well, you know, healthcare is filled with very, very loving, caring, empathetic, compassionate people, but it's not the people that determine what happens in healthcare. It's the system that determines what happens to patients as they go through the healthcare process. You know, so I think we've got some really, really good, amazing technology that has saved probably millions of lives, but we also have a big gap in our healthcare system. And the problem that I see with our healthcare system right now, with respect to that, is that it's not patient empowering. So we've taken power away from the patient in our current model, and we've delegated that responsibility of healing to a pill or to a doctor or to a nurse. But we don't give that patient the true responsibility that they have to take proper care of themselves. And so what happens when a patient goes to the doctor, when they go to the hospital, what they say is, fix me. Right? Instead of saying, teach me how to fix myself. So the state of affairs in our healthcare system right now is there actually aren't enough doctors or practitioners to save a population that doesn't know how to take care of itself. So the problem we're encountering is that, you know, people go to their practitioner and they hand over their health without taking responsibility, and that's what we should be doing. The other challenge that we have in our healthcare system is people don't know how to be healthy. And so they've never been trained, they've never been taught, they've been marketed to, but they've never been formally educated on how to take good care of themselves, and there's all sorts of conflicting information. And so it's confusing. There's a lot of confusion in the marketplace when it comes to health. So two things: people aren't being empowered, and they're extremely confused, and what that leads to is inaction. And so that inaction is what leads to a slow decay for most people.
So if we're not being taught how to heal ourselves, what does real health look like that we should be aspiring to move towards?
Well, in my opinion, in the future intake form will only have one question, which is, are you happy? So happiness is one of the key metrics to living a healthy, abundant life. And you know, here's the thing: if you're not happy, there's no point to live long, right? So you've got to solve the happiness equation first, to then even have a reason to be healthy, to then live a long and prosperous life.
Right. Okay. So happiness is the ultimate North Star that we're moving towards. Now, there's obviously a number of other factors that contribute towards that. And, you know, same way as we were talking about the healthcare system, you know, in education, we're not really taught about our credit score or finances. And, you know, I know that there are strides being made, but we don't really know about what health is or what is the right food that we should be eating. There's definitely a lot of confusion out there. How do we start to navigate that?
Well, it's tough because, you know, again, we're not being educated, we're being marketed to, and there's a lot of people that are interested in getting into your stomach, right? There's real estate in your stomach, just like there's real estate out there. There's real estate in your stomach that companies want to get into. They want to be part of that real estate and own as much of that real estate as possible. So we can't expect, you know, to be marketed to and get good, solid information. Even if we go to the research, you know, the research can be very biased, so it can be confusing. You know, when you read research today and then when you read it something else tomorrow and you read something else the next day, it's all very conflicting. So the best form of healthcare, in my opinion, is individualized care. And now we're scaling technologies and lowering prices that allow us to actually do this. So an example would be genetics. It used to cost over $1 million to get your genome sequence, and now you can do it for a couple $100 and learn very, very specific characteristics about you as an individual, and then fine-tune a supplement program, a lifestyle program, a nutritional regimen, cater to that individual. You can also learn about your own microbiome, which is your gut bacteria. And these bacteria are what make up your immune system. They're what make up your primary defense system. They help with nutrient extraction. And with simple testing, you can identify how to further feed your healthy microbiome with testing like Viome, for example. You can also do tests to find out what bacteria are overgrowing or parasites are overgrowing in your gut, and eliminate those as well. So we can get very individualized with a person's form of healthcare now, and so that personalized, partnership-driven healthcare is, in my opinion, the future.
Well, it sounds like the barrier to entry is coming down, but I still know that it's accessible to everybody. What are maybe some tips that everyone can partake in to get themselves closer to their optimal or healing version of themselves?
Yeah, so in a nutshell, I'll give you 7 things that you can do.
Perfect.
First is connect with nature.
Okay.
Right? We're so disconnected, we're so ungrounded. It's time for us to literally connect with nature as much as we can. So barefoot in the ground if you can, in the trees, in the forest, going for a hike.
So not downtown in the cities necessarily?
Right. Well, do your best, right?
Yes,
Meet yourself where you're at and be realistic, but that's a good tip. And there's a lot of time that we're spending in front of the screen. So I tell people, replace your screen time with green time. So get outside, and the color green is actually very soothing to us. So connecting with nature is the first thing. The second thing is have healthy relationships. Not just with yourself. When you look in the mirror, you got to love what you see, but also with people who are close to you, your coworkers, your family members, your kids if you have them, because those healthy relationships are vital to your sanity, right? They're vital to having a good night's rest. They're vital to coming home and having a sacred space.
Yeah.
But if there's conflict, then there's going to be a problem. The third one is having good digestion. So good digestion is key. There's a few elements to that. One, you want to choose healthy foods. Meet yourself where you are. Chew those foods because your stomach doesn't have teeth. Chill. So you got to be in a relaxed state when you're eating, because we want to send blood flow to the digestive system. Most people, especially entrepreneurs, eat very quickly. They eat standing up. They're always on the go.
Well, I was going to say, even working in the corporate world, I mean, we're all rush, eat at your desk, zip through, try to drive results. But in reality, it sounds like that's a little bit counterproductive.
Well, we want to send blood flow to the gut. And when we're under stress, we send blood away from the gut to the arms and legs.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to make sure you're in a relaxed state when you're chewing. You want to cherish that food, so having gratitude for it, and you want to check. You want to make sure that you're having a good bowel movement every day, okay? And then annually, you probably want to get a stool test to make sure that you have good, healthy digestion at a microscopic level.
Right.
The next thing is follow your heart, follow your passion. You've got to wake up every day doing excited about what you're going to do. You got to love what you do, and if you don't, then it's going to be difficult for you to get up every morning and have energy and vitality and look forward to the day.
Well, and unfortunately, I think we see a lot of that in society, right?
Yeah.
Get up, go through the grind, and not really be focusing on what's most important or what you love in life.
Right, and it's no coincidence that most heart attacks are Monday morning.
Oh,
right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's a fact. So people don't like where they want to go. And again, you have to love what you do in order to do your best work, but also to be healthy and happy. The next one, number 5, is you've got to speak your truth. We live in a world where people are very oppressed and suppress their voices, and they don't get to speak their truth. And this creates toxic emotion in the body, and this toxic emotion creates toxic environments, which creates toxicity. And so there's a great book by Candace Pert, The Molecules of Emotion.
Okay.
And so if we don't unleash our emotions, then it creates disease in the body. And this is very well documented. The next one is following your intuition. People who are successful generally make very quick decisions. They're very decisive, but a lot of them have tapped into their intuitive faculties. So by listening and tapping into your intuitive faculties, you can make very quick decisions. You don't lose sleep over decisions, and you're right 100% of the time. How about that?
Wow.
And the last one is to connect with Source. So we have to believe in something bigger and better than ourselves, right? And every longevity study that's been done, there's a very deep connection with Source, and whether that's God or the universe or spirit, whatever that is for that person, that's been over and over documented to increase longevity, because people can literally hand over their problems to whatever this source is to them.
Right. Well, it sounds like there's a whole lot of things that we can all be doing to be taking small steps to get towards our health. And, I really want to acknowledge you for bringing that to the forefront, because so many times it's just like eat kale and go to the gym. So I love the additional dimension that's really going to help us get to ultimate health. So if our viewers are interested in working with you and your team and diving more into reaching their own human potential, where's the best place for them to find you?
Well, the best place they can go is to www.iamproof.com. Okay. They'll have 3 options when they go there. They can go into our free 30-day program where we share 30 of my best tips. They can also schedule a complimentary consultation if they wish, or they can join our Facebook community.
That sounds great. Well, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your time.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Perhaps next time we have a big project or an investment to evaluate, a good night's sleep the night before can help us in an improved state of mind to make a better decision. Be sure to watch The Fortunate Future on TV and online. For more information, go to our website, thefortunatefuture.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to be notified when new videos are posted. Until next time, your fortunate future awaits.